So guys, let's talk about multiplication. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, I know about multiplication. Come on. Well, we're going to think about different ways to represent a little multiplication expression. And remember, an expression is like a number sentence. So we're going to do this in kind of a graphic organizer, which is called a Frayer model. And I like to sometimes do this on an index card instead of drawing a rectangle, and the whole index card is my model. But here I've drawn a rectangle, and in the middle I have our expression, which is 3 times 4. And we are going to represent this in 4 different ways. Okay, now if we look around, we're going to represent it in words, picture, as repeated addition, and with the answer. And I think we can all agree that the answer is actually the easiest box to fill in, because we all know that 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to put my answer, 12, right here. Now, here's maybe a little twist on what you already know. We're going to look at 3 times 4 and how would we express that in words? Well, you're going to find that a word that's very important when we deal with multiplication and division, which are inverse operations, is groups. Okay, and they're equal groups. So in words, if I wanted to express 3 times 4, I would say 3 groups of 4. And from those words, I can draw a picture, because I can draw 3 groups. Let me draw 3 groups. And each of the groups has to have 4 objects. I'm going to make 4 dots, because it's easier for me. You could draw little stick figures. You could draw little animals. You could draw whatever you like. Okay, so that's a picture of 3 times 4, or 3 groups of 4. And as repeated addition, again, I'm going to take 3 groups. What is my group size? My group size is 4. So I'm going to add 4. And again, you can look at the picture to get the repeated addition problem. So I have a group of 4, and then I'm adding another group of 4. And then I'm adding another group of 4, and that's how I show 3 times 4, or 3 groups of 4 with repeated addition. Now, and again, my answer is 12. Now, I want you to remember that math is a very specific language. It's very precise. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see what this problem looks like. Instead of 3 times 4, I'm going to actually do 4 times 3. 4 times 3, well, obviously, because of the commutative property of multiplication, 3 times 4 and 4 times 3, they equal the same thing. They both equal 12. But in our Frayer model, let's see how they differ. Okay? So in our first example, we had 3 groups of 4. Now I have 4 groups of 3. So I'm going to write 4 groups of 3. That is going to show me or tell me how my picture is going to look, right? How many groups? 4 groups. Here we go. Here's our 4 groups. How many things are in each group? It's 4 groups of 3. So each group has 3. Okay, and that's my group. And now, to do the repeated addition, again, I'm going to look at my picture. And what do I see in my picture? I see 3 plus 3 plus another 3 plus another 3. And these are my Freya models for 3 times 4 and 4 times 3. So you can see that there's a little more to multiplication than just getting the answer. These things may not seem important now, but when we investigate the relationship between multiplication and division, especially with fractions, this is going to become very important.